They called her a scammer, said she sold false dreams of citizenship. But when you strip away the noise, what really happened in Burkina Faso tells a different story.
And everything was going well until I believe the 26th, Friday the 26th of September, when I got a call from the ambassador saying, Ambassador, I have bad news. The parliament met and they felt that everybody should follow the procedure that the parliament has put together that would include the ADDI. We had thought our program was always a separate one. It was not part of the process the government was going through, but parliament voted to say everybody must follow that procedure. However, they were going to make an exception for ADDI members. Instead of insisting on the 5-year residence requirement in Burkina before you can qualify to apply for citizenship, they were going to allow those on the list to be given the permanent residency. And then once they can show that they have a home or they have started a business, they can also have a short pathway to getting their citizenship. But that was the decision that the parliament had.
That's where it shifted. Parliament stepped in, rewriting the terms after the groundwork was already laid. And suddenly, what began as a citizenship initiative turned into permanent residency.
And I called a meeting with my team on Sunday. We met and I advised them of what my conversation with the ambassador. And then this decision was made that we must let those on the list know that there has been a change and it was a parliamentary decision and that it was completely out of our hands.
This isn't avoidance, it's protocol. When a sovereign government changes the process, ambassadors and organizers don't get a vote, they get a phone call.
Kangande, O'Shea, I think O'Shea Duke Jackson is supposed to be the guy, an African American who was going on and on about Ambassador Chombori is shamming the Black Americans, inviting them to go to the West Country in Africa, Burkina Faso. Well, for those who are calling $500 scamming you, let me tell you what that $500 comes. And we had a Zoom meeting where we broke down what everybody was going to get for the $500. The $500 was going to cover transportation for 2 weeks in Burkina Faso. We have events that we're going to be attending. We have activities throughout the city of Ouagadougou that we're going to be attending. Transportation is needed. And so we have some buses that we have hired that are going to be transporting people. We also, so the $500 is going to cover transportation. Secondly, the transportation, everybody who's attending is going to receive a backpack, a very nice backpack, with President Traore's photo or image on it, the map of Burkina Faso and ADDI. The backpack is also going to have a polo shirt, a t-shirt, actually 2 polo shirts, one white, one red, and a beret and a Lineage. We're also going to cover 2 dinners at a price of $50 per person per dinner. That was budgeted into that 500. We're also going to have entertainment every night with DJs who have to be paid. All that to be in Burkina Faso for 2 weeks and be transported and be entertained for $500. We looked into finding out how much, what is the cheapest you can get transport for in Burkina Faso. We're looking at about $500 a day if you were to rent a car. It's going to be even more if you were to use Uber to get around Burkina Faso. So for 10 days, your $500 is gone. Transport alone. If the truth be told, my team, when they calculated what it would cost to ferry people around and attend all these activities, the conference hall that we're going to be renting is costing a lot of money. We have to buy teas and coffees and water throughout the entire time that we are using the conference center. The speakers have to be paid for, transportation. It's a lot that we're doing, and that $500 is not even covering it. Initially, my team came up with 1,000. And I said, no, guys, that's too much. Let's cut it in half, but let's see if we can fundraise for the difference in order to make it affordable for more people.
Critics called it a scam, but listen carefully. The $500 wasn't for citizenship. It was logistics, lodging, and local transport in a developing country with rising costs. In her words, the team even cut the price in half to make it affordable.
And now, here we have Mr. O'Shea Duke Jackson, accusing me of scamming Black Americans and also getting them to go to a country that is the West Country in Africa. A country that has a leader who has shown us what it means to stand up and defend your turf. Mr. O'Shea Jackson is calling him the West leader and the West Country in Africa.
And that's where things got distorted. When real dialogue turns into online dogpiles, truth gets drowned out by algorithms and outrage. What we're seeing isn't exposure, it's exploitation.
I am not scamming anybody. Nobody is forcing anybody to go anywhere. If you don't want to go to Burkina Faso, you don't have to go to Burkina Faso. Yes, we started with citizenship, but the government, the parliament changed their mind. They're a sovereign nation. They're ruling through their parliament. The parliament made the decision, we have to abide by it. This is completely out of ADDI to accuse me of scamming Black Americans by taking them home, by paving a way for them to go home. Jews go home to Israel. The Irish go home to Ireland. The Chinese go home to China. The Indians go home to India. The Europeans, they go home to Europe. Where do Black people go? These people, slaves, they were taken out of Africa against their will. Over 400 years, this wrong has not been righted. At what point are we going to anchor the children of Africa and give them a home? Let them behave just like other races. They should be anchored by where they come from. And for Black Americans, it is Africa. Let's go home. Let's go visit Africa. We're not asking you to go live there. We're simply saying there's something anchoring by knowing where you come from. That is all I'm trying to do. And if that's called scamming people, then I'm guilty as charged.
This isn't grift, it's grief. She's speaking from identity and restitution. Her message is simple. The children of Africa deserve the same right to return that every other people enjoy. They called it a scam, but when the facts line up, who's really selling false hope? Is the problem leadership or the politics that keep shifting the goalposts? Let me know where you stand.